Hello children. Now today in this video I am going to explain you about the measurement of length. Okay. So starting from what is length? Length is the distance of separation between 2 points in space. That means these are the 2 points A and B. So they are far apart. So the distance between the 2 points, okay, distance of separation, they are separated 1 point and 2 point. So these 2 point A and B are separated and the distance between these 2 points is called the length. Now what is SI unit of the length? As I have told you before that meter is the SI unit, standard unit. So what is 1 meter? 1 meter is defined as the length of the path traveled by light in vacuum in specific time interval. So 1 meter here, the scientists have thought of this and they have done experiment, and then they came to know that 1 meter is the length of the path traveled by light. That means light has traveled 1 meter length in vacuum where the air is not there, okay, and in the specific time interval. That means within 1 second how much length they are occupying, they are traveling, that is called the 1 meter. Now here when we talk about the measurement of the length, there are some things which we should note down. That is the first one is the precaution what we need to take. That is, here is the scale, okay, this is the scale and it is having the centimeter, okay, you can see here centimeter, this is the centimeter, and then here you can see the inches, okay. So two units are shown here, centimeter and inches. Now whenever you are measuring something, you need to be very careful. How you need to be very careful? How you have to be careful? You can see this is the measurement shown here, the units are shown here, okay. So first thing, you have to keep this scale very straight, okay, straight on the line. It should not be like this, okay. So that is the, here you can see that this one you have to keep, okay. So in this way you can measure this, okay. This length should be measured, it should not be kept like this and this, okay. Similarly, if you have to measure the length of this pencil box, what you need to do, first thing, you should not use the scale with a broken edge, okay. This, if it is broken, don't use. But if you are not having any other scale, do one thing. What you have to do, where the complete one is there, okay, where the complete marking is there, you have to start doing from there, okay, just like here, okay. This is the complete number 4 from here to here, okay, and it should be straight, okay. And whatever you have left here, you just do it subtraction. So for suppose here 22 is coming, end is 22 and starting is 4. So 22 minus 4, then it will come how much? 18. So the length will be 18, and since this one is broken edge, so you have to start from here. So this is the way of measuring with the broken edge scale, okay. Another thing is that is called the parallax error. Parallax error, what is parallax error? Error which comes due to wrong position of the eye while taking a reading, okay. When you are having wrong position of the eye, that means if you are keeping the scale here, don't look from this side or from this slanting side, from this side, no, you have to see straight, you have to see straight. So here this position is called the correct one. But if you are measuring from this way and this way, the measurement will differ, okay, and this error will be known as the parallax error, okay. So this is about the parallax error. So what it is? Error which comes due to the wrong position of the eye. Since if you are looking from this way or this way, then the measurement will come wrong. Okay, that will be different. Just like here it will come 4.4 or 4.3, 4.2 like that. So but the correct measurement will be when you will keep your eye in the front, then only it will come the correct one. Otherwise there will be the parallax error. Next. Now children, there are two methods of measuring the length. One is the direct method and another is the indirect method. What is the direct method? When you are using this scale, okay, or the measuring tape is there, or the meter rod is there. Meter rod you will find at the shop where the cloths are sold, okay. Cloth, that means the unstitched cloth, okay. So they are sold and then they use the meter rod. You might have seen that one rod they are carrying, and with the help of that they are just measuring the cloth, how much they are supposed to give. So 5 meters, 6 meter, 5 times they are measuring. So why is it so? Because you see that one rod will measure 1 meter, okay. Similarly, when you will go to the you will take the cloth and you are going for the tailor, to the tailor for stitching the shirt. What the tailor does, he gives you instructions and he uses this is called the measuring tape, okay. So this scale is not enough, and not, you can say, it will not be convenient to measure your body part, okay. Length he can measure, okay. Length can be measured with the, or you can say height can be measured with the help of the meter rod or the scale. But as you see, this is rigid one, okay. So it can, this one will be more convenient, okay. So this one will be more convenient. This is called the meter rod. This one will be more convenient for you. So as the tailor instruct you, you used to give your give the position of your body or your arms, and when he says hands up, then you are putting your hands up. When and they are using they are measuring your waist, your shoulder, or your collar, okay. So this meter tape or measuring tape is very much useful for this purpose, okay. Now the next method is the indirect method. Indirect method means by using other things like thread to measure the curved lines, okay. So simple straight line, it is very easy to measure with the meter rod. But when you see this some other things, just like I want to tell you here. Now this is the to measure, how to measure the length of the curved line, okay. Curved line, this line, okay. So how to measure this curve? Once you think how it can be measured, so you cannot put this scale, this measuring tape will be also difficult to put. So what is done, that is the, what we will do, this thread we will use, okay. To measure this curved line, we can use this thread. So what we should do, we should keep this, now let me keep some, it's clean, okay. So what we will do, we will keep this one in this way, okay, like this, then like this, because you can see it can turn very easily and it is very convenient in this way and in this way and this. Till here it is covering this curved area, till here. Now we will put this in front of the scale and then we can easily measure that how much length it is. So it will show near about 26 centimeter, okay. So in this way we are able to manage this measuring of the curve line. Now children, how to find the thickness of a coin? So one coin thickness we need to know. So what you have to do, see, the coin is very thin, you cannot find in a single way. So what you have to do, you have to collect 10 coins of same kind, okay, and then make a pile of this coin, okay. And when you will make a pile of the coin, it will give some visible one, it will become a more length, okay. or you can say the height will be more in comparison to the single one. So it is coming near about 1.5 centimeter. Okay, it is coming 1.5 centimeter. So 1.5 centimeter will be the total height of 10 coins. So when it will be divided by 10, it will come 0.15 centimeter. So 0.15 centimeter will be the thickness of one coin. Now next, to measure the diameter of a wire. Wire, you know wire is very thin. Okay, any kind of wire you can take. So I am taking one, this is the wire, this is a wire. Okay, and we have to measure the thickness of a, sorry, the diameter of a wire. Okay, so already you know it's very thin. So how to measure it? So again, what we have to do, we have to roll it on a pen or on a pencil. Okay, so that is the, you can say, the turns. Okay, so it is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, around 15. So 15, this is the 15 turns, and again you will see this, that this turns are coming in within 1 point, or you can say 0.5 centimeter. It is 0.5 centimeter. So accordingly, here total thickness of 25 turns are given. So you can change according to the length of the wire. So how many turns we are coming, that will be divided by that number. Okay, so according to that, then only the thickness of the wire, or sorry, the diameter of a wire will be measured. Okay. Now children, next is the area measurement. How to measure the area? So the unit of area in MKS system is meter square and CGS system is centimeter square. Okay, so MKS, as I already told you, in MKS system the length of the unit of length is in meter, and in CGS it is in centimeter. So here area, the formula of area is length into length, or 2 length will be multiplied. So here other unit will be, the bigger unit will be kilometer square and smaller one will be the millimeter square. So when we talk about the regular shapes, okay, the definite shapes, just like this is a triangle, so it is having a fixed formula, half into base into height. Similarly, square is having also a side into side. Okay, both sides, all the squares are having all the sides equal, so side into side. Okay, rectangle, length into breadth, this is length and this is the breadth, so there will be meter square. And then here the circle formula is pi r square. So radius, this is the radius from the center to the circumference, so this is pi r square. So similarly you can say that it's very simple, simply putting the length or the height in the formula, wherever value is given, then it can easily calculate it. But when we talk about the measurement of the irregular areas, that means just like this paper, it is neither considered as a triangle, nor it is square, neither it is rectangle, or it is also not a circle. So what is done here? Now, very easy way to measure the irregular area is, first thing what you have to do, when you take this paper, this is the graph paper. Okay, we can use the graph paper for calculating the area of this paper. So already I have done this. I am just telling you, demonstrating you here. Simply what I have done, I have put this paper on the graph paper. Okay, I have put this paper on the graph paper, and then what I have done, I have marked this, the outer lining of this paper. This paper outer lining I have marked. Okay, and after that it is removed, the paper is removed. Okay, now when you see this graph paper, it is having the small squares. each square area is of 1 centimeter square because its both side is of 1 centimeter. Okay, this is already mentioned. Okay, this is 1 centimeter. So if we consider this 1 centimeter, okay, so now here how the graph paper will be used here for calculating approximate area. Exact area it will not tell, but approximate area, number of complete squares plus number of half or more than half of incomplete squares into area of 1 square. Okay, so here the number of complete squares, we will count this, already it is marked with the red ink. Okay, so this is the red ink, it is already given, so it is 52 in number. Okay, and here which one is incomplete, you can say half or more than half it is covering, so they are 14 in number. Okay, and here which we are not considering, that means they are less than half. Okay, so that I am at cross over here and they will not be counted here into area of 1 square. 1 square area is 1 centimeter square, so 76 into 1 centimeter square equals to the area of this paper will be 76 centimeter square. The area of approximate area of this is 76 centimeter square. So in this way we can measure the area of irregular shape. Okay, so students, hope you all have understood the topics. If you have any doubt or question, you can ask in the comment section below, and the remaining topics will be covered in the next videos. Please like, share it with your classmates, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can get my latest updates. Thank you and take care.